Hello. We thank you so much for joining us at Tyson's Creek Baptist Church in our AWANA program. We just can't tell you what a joy you're going to experience, but also how thankful we are that you're on our team for AWANA. I've said many times, although I know you haven't heard it before, but I've said this to our workers that came before you, that without the workers, there is no program. So it's so important that we have dedicated Christian adults who are willing to give their time freely throughout the year. So I thank you in advance for that. So first thing I want to do is just orient you to AWANA. And so you may already know some of this. If so, bear with me. But I wanted you to see how it's set up. So it starts with Puggles, which is around 2 years old. Kids are 2 years old to 3, possibly. When they enter preschool age, which is usually 3 to 4, sometimes you'll have some 5-year-olds that are, I don't know why that's in it. Sometimes you'll have some 5-year-olds that will be in preschool still because of their birthday. They will be in Cubbies. Cubbies has 2 different handbooks. So all the kids are in the same book on year 1. And in year 2, those kids come back to Cubbies and they're in a different handbook. Then you skip over here to Sparks, which is kindergarten through 2nd grade. And it gets a little more complicated where each child has their own book and it's set up by grade level. So for example, all the kindergartners will be in the same book, but the 1st graders will be in a different book. The 2nd graders will be in a totally separate book. So there's 3 different books going on in one night with Sparks. Therefore, they don't have a set lesson per se that's about whatever they're studying because everyone's maybe in a different book, 3 levels. But usually they will read a book that the director tries to tie in some of what they're learning. Okay, and then you have Truth and Training. This is 3rd through 5th grade, or 6th grade. I'm sorry, that says 5, but it's 6th grade. And Truth and Training is a lot more. It involves memorization of scripture, but it also involves application. So as the kids grow older, we want them carrying out what they have learned. They also have a lesson time built into their schedule. They also, starting now, do not do music, and the other groups do the music. They will do Bible study during that time. So I wanted you to see kind of how it is established and set up. Okay, now I want to show you when you have a student that you're working with and you're probably, in this case, going to be their color leader, then you'll work with that same child every week. And that develops a great mentorship. And the student is going to get very attached to you and you to that student. And that's a great thing. In many cases, you're a person that this child hasn't really been around a lot in church. They might see you, but they didn't really know you. So it's a great opportunity to get to know a child that's not your own. So with that said, let's say, for example, I have Faith Arlington here, and I'm working in Sparks. So it's going to tell me here the book that she's in and her color. That'll be on your sheet. So evidently, if I have her, I'm the red team leader. And then what I'll do is I'll say to Faith, obviously you're here at club tonight, so I'll check that box with a pen. This is all paper. This shows what it looks like when it goes into the computer. And then I will ask Faith, did you go to church today? And many times with the younger kids, they may tell you no, and they were there. You kind of you learn to keep an eye out for them every Sunday and see if you see them. But anyway, whatever they tell you is generally what we go on unless they're too young to really give you an accurate answer. But anyway, if she was in church, then I would check this box. Then I look to see if she's in her uniform, and they should be in uniform every night, all the time, except in games occasionally. Jonathan will ask them not to wear their uniform for various reasons. But anyway, she should have it on, so you would check that. Does she have her Bible? Then you would check that. Now, this doesn't show you the rest of it, but there's also a box that says, did she bring a friend? Then if that's the case, you would check that box, and you would also write down the friend's name. And then also, did the parents sign off? Because parents are supposed to sign in her book where you sign after she says her verse. There's an area for you to sign. The parents should have signed somewhere in that area that they went over this with their child. So we check that part. Okay, and then the last little piece is I would ask Faith, okay, Faith, let's find the page where your verses are for tonight. We would find that together, and then I would place the book where she couldn't see it, and I would give her an opportunity to say her verses. Now, with that said, I'm going to find that and show you. That's not the right thing. Hold on, here it is. So this is what we would look at then with Faith. So let's say that tonight she said Regule 2-3 and 2-4. Okay, so what I would do is write on the piece of paper Regule 2-3, Regule 2-4. How would you know that's what it is? Because under her verse, that's what it's going to say. And this is a signal to me that that's what section she completed. Now, in our AWANA, students can only complete 3 total sections a night. Unless Faith, for example, was absent the week before, then I would let her do 4. But 3 is normally our maximum limit. If she was absent a month ago and tonight she decided she wanted to get caught up, that's no, no, no. So she needs to do that the following week, and you need to put pressure on her when you see her. Okay, you need to say your extra verse tonight if you're going to do that. So we don't like for kids to drag it out because they will inevitably do that and want to do like 16 verses the last night, and that's way too much. They can't do it, but if they even could try to do it, it shows they're not really learning, they're just memorizing for the moment. So we limit it to 3. So they could do 1, they can do 2, they can do 3 on a regular night, and that is fine. The only reason they should do 4 is if they were absent the week before. Okay. So anyway, you would write the date and you would write what section she did. And again, this is labeled clearly in the book. It's very, very important that you properly write that all out. Don't just write like red jewel. We need to know the number because you see there's red jewels later, or this is sparks, but whatever.